Hi, welcome to another mind training session. Thanks for joining me. I hope you've been doing all the sessions so far in order so that you can stay with the progression, the development we've been doing step by step. Yeah, that's important. Don't just jump in every 5 or 20 sessions. It's just not going to work as well for you. It won't make as much sense and you won't be as ready. Also, I've mentioned the idea of doing some stretching before these sessions, but also you could do one of the breathing sessions before the mind training, because breath work is considered preparation for meditation. Try that sometime. You might find it makes a big difference. Alright, so sit up straight, close your eyes, have a big breath in, and a deep sigh. Now, given that most people haven't done any stretching or breath work before you've got to now this session, let's do some breath work. And let's do a beautiful practice, alternate nostril breathing, where you use the hand to just lightly close over the gates of the nostrils so that you can breathe in the left nostril and then out the right, back in the right, and then out the left. So start doing that nice and gently, silently if possible, slowly, smoothly. Take a couple minutes to quieten and balance your mind with this beautiful technique. Keep going until you breathe out the left side and then relax. Get a sense of the impact of that practice on your mind and body, on how you are feeling. For me, it's clear that I'm much more relaxed now, much more settled, just by doing that technique. That's a sign that that practice has an effect. It is a tool to make myself calmer and clearer, more present of mind. Open your eyes, have a sigh. So you need to distinguish that for yourself. In the breathing series, I'm putting up so many different techniques, so many different breath patterns. Each one should be considered a medicine for a different mental health condition. And so, if you try them all and familiarize yourself with them all, and start to understand the context that each one has for your mind, then you can start prescribing yourself the right medicine. Where's my mind at right now, today? I should do this breath technique. That will be the most efficient way for me to stabilize, become centered, grounded, open-minded, relaxed. Remember that coming back to a relaxed position, calm, quiet, stillness in your mind, that's your foundation for happiness. Start there. Keep coming back to there. Okay. Alright, so we're going to do the fourth verse of the 8 verses of thought transformation. And let's consider again the title. These 8 verses of thought transformation. So we've been distinguishing that the thinking mind really creates a lot of negativity for itself. It is responsible for creating the dualisms, the separation from others, and the anxieties and fears and desperate need for control. It is obsessed with its own vulnerability. It is making up stories every minute of the day. That's what we are transforming. Okay. Here we go. Close your eyes if you like. Whenever I see beings who are wicked in nature and overwhelmed by violent negativity and suffering, I shall hold such rare ones dear, as if I have found a precious treasure. It's beautiful, this one. I'll read it again. Whenever I see beings who are wicked in nature and overwhelmed by violent negativity and suffering, I shall hold such rare ones dear, as if I have found a precious treasure. Just relax, get a feeling for that. Okay, so remember, we know these ideas, but what we're doing is referencing them against our general daily ways of being, habits of thinking. How often are we in line with this type of intentionality? Is our way of being a reflection of our intentionality? Whenever I see beings who are wicked in nature, overwhelmed by violent negativity and suffering, I shall hold such rare ones dear, as if I found a precious treasure. Now, what's this about? Well, to me, it's obviously about being caring. But it's very much about noticing how I am not so caring for the people that I don't like. When I see beings who I label as wicked in nature, that person's really selfish. She's not very nice. Look at him. Look at what he's doing. He needs to stop that. Those people are wrong. Okay? So all of that stuff, when you feel yourself being like that, you're not being like this. When I have labeled someone as wicked in nature, I'm saying they are bad people. But there's also this clarification here. When I see beings who are overwhelmed by violent negativity and suffering, now that's the part that will help you. This is the compassion part of this line. Because we could say that generally, possibly all people who behave in ways that we might call negative, hurtful to others, selfish, rude, arrogant, whatever, they're doing that because of their own past, because of the sufferings and separations that they have experienced, the violent negativity that they have endured in their life, the suffering. We all don't want to suffer, and we all try and find ways to negotiate life to avoid suffering, or at least to manage it as best we can. So some people are having a really difficult time, have had a really difficult time, and have not had exposure or support to be really considerate, really self-aware, really compassionate all the time, every minute of their life. And I'm the same. I don't sustain 100% consistency on being very caring and considerate and open-minded. So I'm not that much different from others. I need to keep that in mind. So we're transforming here. When we see beings that we label as wicked in nature, that we might feel are being violent and negative, we shall hold such rare ones dear, as if we have found precious treasure. Now that's transforming the mind, because our normal reaction when we see someone doing things that we don't like or approve of, then we want to stop them and reject them or make them change. We may resent them. Now that's separation. That's no good for us or for them. What this is about transforming that attitude, recognizing that people are doing things because of their past sufferings, because of their vulnerabilities, because perhaps of the lack of support and love in their life, lack of connection. And so we will care for them we will hold them dear, like a precious treasure. This really is a change in attitude. So whenever you see someone in your life that you don't like, that you think they're not a very nice person, instead of having a defensiveness or being closed to them, transform that. Consider them particularly special, particularly dear, valuable, rare, a precious treasure that you might care for. Remember, this is all about your mind. This practice, for me, is about my mind, transforming my own negative thoughts and patterns, attitudes and beliefs. Close your eyes. Have a sigh. Just have a nice, gentle, resting breath. Become peaceful. Get a feeling around the center of your chest, the heart area, of being open and warm and kind, caring for all sentient beings, all of those who experience vulnerability, fear, isolation, anxiety. Now, stay with this feeling. Consider this verse and how it relates to you, your life, your mind. Have a deep sigh. Open your eyes. Come back to the space. Feel yourself, perhaps in a room, this present moment. Now, if you practiced these verses every day, every morning and night, as I do, that's when you'll get a chance to really put them into practice. Just hearing them once, it's just a concept. We've heard these ideas before to some degree, so it has to become a practice. And I think this verse in particular is like that. Because as you go out into the world, interacting every day, you will encounter people that you don't like. You don't like what they're doing. You don't like what they're saying. You think they're really bad. And you just need to listen to people, and you'll hear people complaining endlessly about how they think that other people are bad and wrong. So then check your own mind. Stop doing that where you talk negatively about people. That's really important. But diffuse that at the root. Check your attitude. Transform your mind from a negative, dualistic way of being to being more caring, more connected, understanding, more compassionate. This is to your advantage and to everyone who interacts with you. So if I practice this every day, I would quickly notice that I wasn't upholding this value system. And then I would have to face myself and make a decision. Ask myself, who do I want to be? Every day, all day, for the rest of my life. That's how you could do this work. Have a deep sigh. Thank you very much.